During an event to announce that the 2026 World Cup draw will be held at the Kennedy Center, President Donald Trump unexpectedly pulled out a photo of him standing next to Russian President Vladimir Putin during their meeting in Alaska. Trump said Putin sent the picture and told reporters, "I'm going to sign this for him." According to Associated Press, he added that Putin has very respectful of me and my country, and not so respectful of others. Trump also said Putin may be attending the 2026 World Cup games being hosted by the US, but it depends on what happens. He may be coming and he may not, depending what happens, Trump said in an Oval Office exchange with reporters. Putin invaded Ukraine more than 3 years ago, and Trump has been frustrated by his inability to resolve the war and the stalled progress on a meeting between Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. "We're going to see whether or not they have a meeting," Trump told reporters. "It'll be interesting to see. If they don't, why didn't they have a meeting? Because I told them to have a meeting. But I'll know what I am going to do in 2 weeks." Trump said he had begun making arrangements for a Putin-Zelensky meeting on Monday soon after concluding White House talks with Zelensky and European leaders and speaking by phone with Putin. Russia's top diplomat, Sergey Lavrov, made clear on Friday that Putin won't sit down with Zelensky until Ukraine agrees to certain concessions. On another topic, Trump continued to insist he didn't know anything about the FBI's search of his former national security advisor John Bolton's home or office Friday, telling reporters he doesn't want to get involved in it. Speaking to reporters in the Oval Office during an event on the 2026 World Cup, Trump said his Mar-a-Lago estate was raided, too, so he knows the feeling and, it's not a good feeling. The FBI on Friday searched the Maryland home and Washington office of former Trump administration National Security Advisor John Bolton as part of a criminal investigation into the potential mishandling of classified information, a person familiar with the matter said. Bolton, who emerged as an outspoken critic of President Donald Trump after being fired in 2019 and fought with the first Trump administration over a scathing book he wrote documenting his time in the White House, was not in custody Friday and has not been charged with any crimes. Trump called Bolton a sleazebag, saying he is not a fan, but maintained, "I don't know anything about it."
Absolutely. Thank you.
And I was just sent a picture from somebody that wants to be there very badly. He's been very respectful of me and of our country, but not so respectful of others. But I'm going to sign this for him, but I was sent one, and I thought you'd all like to see it. That's a man named Vladimir Putin, who I believe will be coming, depending on what happens. He may be coming, and he may not, depending on what happens. We have a lot of things happening over the next couple of weeks. But I thought it was a nice picture of him. Okay of me, but nice of him. So that was very nice that it was sent to me. Okay?
Mr. President, on
yes.
that subject, have you talked to Vladimir Putin about the fact that yesterday a big U.S. factory was hit in a Russian airstrike in Ukraine? What's your reaction to that?
I told him I'm not happy about it. And I'm not happy about anything having to do with that war. I said I settled 7 wars, and actually, if you think about pre-wars, add 3 more, so it would be 10. I thought this would be in the middle of the pack in terms of difficulty. No, I'm not happy about anything about that war. Nothing. Not happy at all. We'll see what happens. I think over the next 2 weeks we're going to find out which way it's going to go. And I better be very happy.
Mr. President, on Ukraine, how long will you give Putin?
A couple of weeks. We're going to figure it out. We'll find it.
Do you think you'll have to intervene at some point?
Look, it takes 2 to tango. You understand that. I wanted to have a meeting with those 2. I could have been at the meeting, but a lot of people think that nothing's going to come out of that meeting. You have to be there. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. But we're going to see. In the meantime, people continue to die. But I solved 7 of them where they were in wars for 31, 35, and 37 years. We had 3 of them that were for more than 30 years, Johnny, and I got them solved. And we solved one that could have been a nuclear war with India and Pakistan. That was getting ready to be a nuclear war. I solved them all. And this one, I thought we would have had it done by now, but it's more difficult. There's a lot of anger, a lot of hatred. There's a tremendous amount of hatred there. So, but we'll see what happens. I think in 2 weeks we'll know which way I'm going. Because I'm going to go one way or the other. and they'll learn which way I'm going.
Mr. President, I have a question about the search of Ambassador Bolton's home. The Vice President recently just did an interview saying that it's about classified documents, but that there's also broad concern about him. What are the concerns?
Well, I haven't spoken to Pam in the group yet, but I will be. I saw that just like everybody else. I try and stay out of that stuff. I'm allowed to be, and I'm chief law enforcement officer, believe it or not. You know, I don't like to go around saying that, but I am. That's the position. But I purposely don't want to really get involved in it. I'm not a fan of John Bolton. I thought he was a sleazebag, actually. And he suffers major Trump derangement syndrome, but so do a lot of people, and they're not being affected by anything we do. I don't know anything about it. I just saw that. I'll find out about it. But if you believe the news, which I do, I guess his house was raided today. But my house was raided also, called Mar-a-Lago. They went through everything they could, including my young son's room and my wife's area. They went through her drawers, as the expression goes. They went through everything you can imagine. And when she came back, she said, she's very neat, you know, she's meticulous. And she looked and she said, whoa, this wasn't the way that she had it. So, you know, so I know the feeling. It's not a good feeling. Thank you.
The FBI is searching the Maryland home and Washington office of John Bolton, who served in President Donald Trump's first administration as National Security Advisor but later became critical of the president, as part of an investigation into the handling of classified information, a person familiar with the matter said Friday. Bolton was not detained and has not been charged with any crimes, said the person, who was not authorized to discuss the investigation by name and spoke to the Associated Press on the condition of anonymity. After the search at Bolton's home started, he was spotted Friday morning standing in the lobby of the Washington building where he keeps an office and talking to two people with FBI visible on their vests. He left a few minutes later and appeared to have gone upstairs in the building. Messages left with a spokesperson for Bolton and the White House were not immediately returned. A lawyer who has represented Bolton had no immediate comment. The Justice Department also had no comment, but leaders appeared to cryptically refer to the search of Bolton's home in a series of social media posts Friday morning. FBI Director Kash Patel, who in a 2023 book he wrote included Bolton in a list of members of the executive branch deep state, posted on X, "No one is above the law." At FBI Agents on Mission. Attorney General Pam Bondi shared his post, adding, "America's safety isn't negotiable. Justice will be pursued. Always." The searches of Bolton's home and office comes as the Trump administration has taken steps to examine the activities of other perceived adversaries of the Republican president, including by authorizing a grand jury investigation into the origins of the Trump-Russia probe. Officials are also conducting mortgage fraud investigations into Democratic Senator Adam Schiff of California and New York Attorney General Letitia James, who brought a civil fraud lawsuit against Trump and his company. Schiff and James have vigorously denied any wrongdoing through their lawyers. In an ABC interview earlier this month, Bolton was asked about whether he was worried about the Trump administration taking action against him. Bolton said Trump had already come after him by taking away his security detail, and he added, "I think it is a retribution presidency." Bolton served as Trump's third national security advisor for 17 months and clashed with him over Iran, Afghanistan, and North Korea. He faced scrutiny during the first Trump administration over a book he wrote about his time in government that officials argued disclosed classified information, but the Justice Department in 2021 abandoned its lawsuit and dropped a separate grand jury investigation. Bolton's lawyers have said he moved forward with the book after a White House National Security Council official, with whom Bolton had worked for months, said the manuscript no longer contained classified information.
He was in this lobby. I think this is the only way in and out. Okay, that's good. Unless he parks down there and he goes up through that.
kind of was nice and moved myself to a not ideal location. No, I'm not mad at you. Because then I was, no, but it just occurred to me. And you don't even know. Sometimes I'm like, well, now I'm sure it's what
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like, oh, it's nice of you.